Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Ngozi. For those of you who don't know me, my full name is Ngozi Reddy. I am a natural hair enthusiast. Most times people ask me, what do you do? I tell them I make natural hair content, which is, not entirely the whole story, but I love it. So I always put it out there, hoping to engage someone about my natural journey. So I've been natural all my life. I grew up with natural hair, from a family where they did not want me to perm my hair or even wear extensions. So I've had to comb my hair from a tender age up until this day. I've had setbacks and days when I just clip it off. And as you can see right now, it's really, short because I clipped it. But for me, it's really health over length. So I had hair below bust length, but then, I had to clip because I kept clipping, and over time I end up here. But for me, as I said, it has always been about having healthier hair, hair with less single strand knots, less split ends, and everything else that comes with all would consider to be damaged hair, or hair that is not looking so healthy. Now, this evening, I will be talking to you about time management and then for healthy hair. Now, when we hear time management, we're thinking about ways in which we can organize our time and plan accordingly in order to ensure that we get things done in specific time slots. So what happened is that just like how we manage other aspects of our lives, we are expected to manage other aspects. Excuse me, someone has a microphone on. Can you mute your microphones, please? I'm asking all of us to mute our microphones just so that you can hear the person who's speaking.
Sure, I'll mute everyone, don't worry.
Okay. Thank you for that. So as I was saying earlier, for me, I believe that not only should I manage my time in regards to, school or work or all the other things that I have going on in my life, but I should manage my time in order to achieve healthy hair. And I've come to realize that last year. No, one of the things that you must do, guys, if you want to manage your time and have healthy hair, is create a hair routine. So Lori, I see you posted earlier that you want to learn how to care for your hair. One of the major things that you need to do is develop a routine. Now, with this routine, guys, you are expected, or what you should do is try to get a calendar, and on that calendar you are going to mark down your wash days for each month. So it depends on how you wash your hair, and that again depends on the need of your hair. It depends on your porosity. It depends on how your hair deal with products when you put it in. Does it flake easily? Does it take a longer time to flake? Does your hair look dry and brittle like just days after moisturizing, or does it take like about a week or 2 weeks before you need to hydrate, moisturize, and go again? It all depends on the type of your hair. So know your hair, and when you get to know your hair, you need to develop a routine for your hair. No, routine will save you a lot of time, because with an effective routine, you will not be wondering what to do, when to do it. You will know that, okay, every fortnight, I wash my hair every other Sunday. So you wash your hair for 2 times each month. That's pretty much mine, by the way. So you wash your hair twice each month, and when you do that, you're looking forward to wash day. So you carve out time for wash day. And by carving out time for wash day, when that time comes, whether it's going to be in the morning or the afternoon on a Sunday, or whenever you wash your hair during that 2-week period, then you know that, okay, I'm going to be doing this. The time is allotted for this. So my hair takes, let's say, 2 hours to wash, detangle, deep condition, and style. You're going to have that 2 hours slotted away, so you know that this is the time I'm going to use for my hair. So you have to divide your time in such a way where you you know that this is what comes next. You know that this is what you're looking forward to. So I suggest that you develop a routine, one, and in your routine, again, it's personal. So you want to personalize your routine. You do not want to take my routine or Mrs. Ware's routine. You want to have your own skincare, hair care routine rather. So you know what works best for you. Because what works for me might not work for you. So what you can do, a general skeletal of a routine that works and save you time is this. Firstly, you pre-poo your hair. What's pre-poo? So pre-poo is the stage where it's a beginning stage of wash day. It can be like a day before you wash. So what you do, you get some oil, or you can pre-poo with oil. You can use aloe vera gel to pre-poo. You can use even like a DIY pre-poo mixture. I'm sure that Shevielle will be happy to help you guys with that so that you can get that going. I'm not sure if she has anything on the market for that, but you can definitely check them out.
Yes, definitely have oils and stuff.
Sounds great. So we can pre-poo with our oils by applying the oils topically to our hair. And we do that in sections. So for my hair, I'd normally part it in 4 sections, and I'd use my fingers to detangle from ends to root. You do not want to use a comb at this point because your hair tends to be a bit brittle because it is dry, 1, and 2, depending on the style that you would have been wearing before you are pre-pooing, that can probably create some tangles that might result in breakage if you're not very, cautious. So you want to go in with your fingers and do that. You want to also ensure that you apply the oil and massage your scalp and prepare your hair for wash day so that when you wash it, it will not strip it of its moisture, and then you having to hydrate and all will just take up more time. So the less you have to do, the better for you. And you can only do this by preparing. No, when it comes to wash day, here is how you're saving yourself time. Some of us have very kinky hair. And with kinky hair, kinky textures ranging from like, let's say I would say 3C, but 3C is not so kinky. So let's start at 4A. 4A to 4C hair is way kinkier. And because of that, we often tend to have a lot of knots during wash day. Our hair get really tangled. And because of the tangles, it takes a lot of time. Now, if you want to save time, as I said earlier, try to detangle, which is pre-poo, the day before wash day. And if you do that and put your hair in a state where it's already detangled and ready to wash, and then you wash your hair section by section, guys. So you remember those 4 braids I spoke about when you're pre-pooing? Your hair would be in these 4 braids. When you go under the shower or to the sink, you're going to loose or take down each of the braids at a time and wash that section. So you're washing section by section to save you time by preventing any possible knots and tangles that may cause by you putting your hair in one big ball and rubbing it up together. Now, when you do this with all of your hair, guys, you create knots, you create single strand knots, you create split ends, and that will just take a whole lot more time, and it also sets you back. Because when you have single strand knots and split ends, the only way to get rid of them is to cut your hair off. And that's counterproductive when your aim might be to have longer and healthier hair. Single strand knots, they're not healthy. Split ends, even worse. So, pardon me? Oh, I thought someone said something. So after you would have washed your hair, a next step, guys, to ensure that you manage your time effectively and that you save time in terms of you having to hydrate. No, I mentioned earlier that some of us hair gets dried very easily, it becomes brittle, and we end up having to take down the style before we really want to. Is because we often skip this step. Anybody can guess what this step is after you wash your hair? There is a step that comes right after you wash your hair, which is critical to maintaining moisture and stay hydrated. I see someone saying detangling. Okay, yes, we definitely need to moisturizing. Oh, before we moisturize, we're still in the shower. It's just that we need to do this one thing that might take 35 to 40 minutes.
Conditioning?
Everybody know that?
Deep conditioning?
Oh, yes. Who said that? Let me see the hand.
Kadeen.
Oh, I wish Shevielle had something to give Kadeen for this. Shevielle, you don't have anything can give Kadeen. Anyways, don't let me get you in any trouble, Shevielle. Kadeen, you're correct. It's absolutely deep conditioning. It's a gem, guys. Take it away. If you want to have moisturized hair and save yourself some time, deep condition. When you deep condition, you tend to open your cuticles. And when you open those hair cuticles, the moisture gets in the cuticles. And when the moisture gets in, and you allow the moisture to sit in your hair for 35 to 40 minutes, then you use some cold water to rinse out all of that product and you style your hair. It will last way longer as opposed to when you use just the conditioning method. So conditioning method is when you use the conditioner. Many of us grew up and our mommy just condition our hair and rinse it out. No, that cannot work. We need to lock in moisture. And as I said, some of us have very kinky hair and sometimes brittle too. So to combat that or to avoid that, we need to incorporate moisture. And one of the major ways to get in moisture is to apply the deep conditioner, put your head underneath a steam cap, or if you have a steamer at home or even a handheld one, that's perfect. Just ensure that you get some steam in your hair with that product for 35 to 40 minutes, and I promise you, you'll be fine. If you have frizz, it will be minimized. My hair is frizzy, and whenever I do it, I see results. So guys, that's one way that you can really save time, because when you style your hair after deep conditioning, it will last longer. So you don't have to pull out your hair midweek to comb it, and that will only benefit you because you have a lot of things to do. Let's face it, we're busy people. Busy with school, work, and the whole 9 yards. We don't have time to be taking down hairstyles in the middle of the week because of frizz. We don't. So let's just manage our time wisely, where from wash day, we conquer it all. So we set ourselves for the week ahead. Next thing I want to bring to your attention, guys, is styling. No, I know we love to style and play with our hair, especially since twist outs and wash and goes is a major thing, blowing up the natural hair community. I tell you, I love wash and goes, love them. But at the end of the day, we want to be real with ourselves. We want to be real to the point where we accept that look. The wash and go sometimes don't last all week, you know. And sometimes midweek we have to refresh. Sometimes we have to take it right down because it just cannot stay any longer, sis. And we need to look fresh for the road, reality. So in light of all of that, what I suggest is we do low manipulation hairstyles. If wash and go is one of your low manipulation hairstyles, then fine, I won't kill you. You can do it. You can do it. But the thing is, you need to practice low manipulation hairstyle, which means that it does not require much attention. It does not require much work. You probably just do your edges and shake your hair 2 times, like for those of us who wash and goes work for, you know, and you're good to go. If that's not your thing, then try protective hairstyles, try braids. You can try a wide range. Let me give you a few. You have box braids, guys. We have faux locks. We have passion twists. We have passion braids. We have crochet for those of us who still like crochet. There are lace wigs. There are clip-ins, which are my faves. Then there are headband wigs. There are a lot of things. Lace wigs, if that's you. Guys, you can make it fun. Sorry. You can even braid up your natural hair or try to twist your natural hair and wear it. Find creative ways to wear your natural hair. Style your hair protectively so that you save yourself some time. We're all trying to save time here, guys. Being busy, I get that. But at the same time, you have to care your hair. And you can care your hair and have healthy hair while you are actually managing your time wisely. Because with a protective hairstyle, you can probably take that down every wash day. Look at that. So you style your hair this wash day protectively and you wear it for 2 weeks, then take it down. Even for a week, if you're someone who wants to change your hairstyle every week. You can probably wear the braids 1 week, then do a braid out the next week if you're low porosity. Because high porosity females tend to have a lot of frizz after day 3, 4. Do we have any high porosity females in the house? No? Oh, okay. So high porosity means that your hair cuticles are open. And because your hair cuticles are open, your hair will naturally frizz a lot. It will absorb moisture quickly, but it loses it quickly. Do we have any females like that? Your hair looks really nice and refreshed, but within 1-2 days, it's a mess. All right, Satake, I see you. That's you. Shevielle, I see you. Oh yes, Paula, definitely. So that's a thing, guys. So if you have high porosity hair, I think protective hairstyles might be better than low manipulation hairstyles. Because low manipulation, you still get frizz. But with the protective ones, like, you know, braids and twists tend to work better because they last longer. Now, what I said earlier about high porosity, experiencing frizz and your cuticles being open and all of that, low porosity is the opposite. So low porosity means that your cuticles are sealed, they're closed. So when you look at your hair shaft underneath a magnifying glass or what do you call that other one? Anyways, when you look underneath that device, is that telescope? Is it?
No.
Microscope. Guys, I do law. I don't do sciences. I'm sorry. My bad. But when you look underneath the microscope, what happens is that you'll realize that your hair shafts are closed, they're down. That means you're low porosity. No, it takes a while for moisture to get into your hair. So you have to use heat so your hair cuticles will open up and then the moisture will go in. Now you close your cuticles by applying hot water. So that works for, so people with low porosity cannot wear a hairstyle for a week and it looks like they did it yesterday. Well, people like me cannot do that because my hair will frizz and look like I've done it 3 months ago. Honestly, I'm not exaggerating. I can't even wear braids for 2 weeks. So guys, that's that for that part. Next step is I spoke about styling after. Okay, so maintaining your hair. So you have to find ways to maintain your hair so you can manage your time again, guys, because it can be counterproductive if you do a style and you don't cover your hair with a satin bonnet. So you want to make sure you wear your satin bonnets at night, you wear your silk or your satin scarves at night. So you're protecting your hair and preventing breakage and all of that, because you don't want the extra work where you lose moisture because your cotton sheet or pillowcase absorb all that moisture out your hair, and you have to go through the whole process of restyling, which is counterproductive at this point because we're trying to save time and manage your time effectively. So you want to ensure that you sleep with a satin bonnet or scarf. Now, guys, there are some other negatives that may come from lack of proper time management, and we have to be real about it. When we don't manage our time properly, we tend to get flustered, we tend to get anxious, we tend to get impatient, and we tend to skip things because we think that, we start to prioritize even when we're already in our priority list. So even when we have a list of priorities, we start to cut to them because we're saying, oh, this one can go, this one can stay, this one can go, and we're doing that tit for tat, because at the end of the day, we're saying we don't have enough time. Where if you manage your time properly, what you'll find is that you'll have enough time to manage your natural hair without getting frustrated. You'll manage to have healthy natural hair without being frustrated, because as I said earlier, you would have allocated time to do all of this. Now, some persons tend to use a lot of heat on their hair, which can be very damaging. And sometimes because we don't set aside time. Sorry, we don't set aside time to detangle our hair. We don't set aside time to hydrate our hair and all that. So we just want to have like thinner hair instead of thick hair because we claim to say it's more manageable. So we can be on the go with, you know, silk pressed hair or hair that we blow out every day, which is really not good. You shouldn't use heat that much on your hair, I tell you. Again, it's very personal, but too much heat can definitely damage your hair. So try to not do that. That's just another little gem right there. And just try to manage your time, guys, so that you can have healthier hair. Oh, before I forget, let me tell you, improper time management, and when you're not caring for your hair, that can cause severe hair loss. So we can get hair loss because we don't spend enough time in our hair, and that's because we don't manage our time, so we don't have it to spend. And if we don't have it to spend, then we can't spend it. And you can get like, you know, severe hair loss because you might skip out the part where you really need to, let's say, treat your hair. Simple ways you can treat your hair to prevent hair loss and shedding is by using I use Tetley tea bag, the green tea bag. It's a gem. So you get a cup of water, you steep 2 to 3, maybe 4 or 5, depending on how you feel. Just steep some Tetley tea bag. It's really up to you. And you want to cool that, then apply it to your scalp for 30 minutes. And I promise you, your shedding will go. So your shedding will go just like that, because what happened is Tetley tea bags, they tend, well, the green tea bags on a whole tend to have DHT in it. And DHT blocks the shedding hormone. Now, if that is blocked, the caffeine rather, so the caffeine blocks the DHT rather. The DHT is a shedding hormone. And if that is blocked, then your hair will not shed. So these are simple things you can do. Very, it takes no time almost. Just do it while you're probably in the shower. You know, just carve out a little time for it. It will save you a whole lot. Also, you don't want to stress yourself. So if you manage your time wisely, you don't have the stress, guys. You don't have the pressure. I know for many of us, natural hair is a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of pressure. We feel like it is a whole job. It's a task. Sometimes just by combing your hair, your hands start to hurt and you feel like you did an entire workout session. I know combing it alone stressed me out. But I see you, Mrs. Ray, you're saying yes. Yes, Kadeen, it's definitely a lot of work. And I know this. So because, sorry about that. So I know it's a lot of work. So my advice to you is just carve out some time for it so that it doesn't seem that much. Because, okay, guys, it's very mental too. So if you know you have the time planned out for it, you're more prepared to tackle it than when you have no time for it and it's a lot to do. That makes it more cumbersome on you. So you want to put yourself in a position where you are ready for this, you have everything laid out, and all you have to do now is just action. Just go and get it over with. So yes, guys, that's about it. But let me just check to see if I leave out anything, because I'm talking off script here and I feel like I might leave out things for y'all. So let me just check to make sure. Okay, guys, so another thing too, please ensure that you focus on treating your hair. Treating does not mean that you wash, deep condition, and comb and style and go about your business. You have to observe your hair carefully. So you're observing for single strand knots, you're observing for split ends, for dry ends. If your ends are dry, don't cut them off. Don't give up on them. Try a protein treatment. Try moisturizing them. Try deep conditioning and paying close attention to the ends when you oil, and ensure that you seal in the moisture in your hair. Now you can do the LCO method, which is leave-in, cream, and oil, or you can do the LOC method, which is the leave-in, oil, and cream. Whichever works for you, do it. It's totally discretionary and personalized. Before I go, guys, I'd like to take your questions. Do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to know? I believe I have a little time remaining.
Yeah, so guys, don't be shy now. We can put it in the chat if you don't want to turn on your mic.
Right, let me get over there so I can see what you're putting in the chat.
Can I ask a question? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Sure.
I can. Is that you?
Yeah. Okay. So the question with the tea bag, right? You said, is it green tea, black tea?
Green tea.
Okay. And so do you pour it over and leave it, or do you rinse it out? And how, if you could go over what the actual process is with it.
Okay. So what you do is like how you'd make tea bag. So you would boil up some water in your kettle, put it in a cup or a container of your choice, pour in the water, allow it to steep, leave it until it's cooled, then put it in an applicator bottle or a spray bottle if you want. And what you do, you section your hair in as many sections as you need to make you feel comfortable to work with, depending on the density of your hair. So for me, it's always 4. So I would put my hair in 4 sections, then I would then separate each section into smaller sections and spray it in, or use the applicator bottle to apply the tea to my scalp. Then when I'm done with all 4 sections, I would just massage it onto my scalp and leave it for 30 to 45 minutes. And if you compare what you would have detangled from your hair before and after using the tea, you'll definitely see a difference. So that's the process.
So you do rinse it out, or you don't?
Oh yes, you rinse it out.
Okay.
Definitely. You're gonna smell like green tea if you don't.
Right. So anybody else have any questions for Ngozi?
Kadeen looks like she has something she wants to ask.
Yeah.
I don't have a question. I just have something to add.
Okay.
Also, with the hair care, you also have to pay attention to the products you're using, because a lot of times persons tend to buy hair care products that having ingredients that is affecting their hair, and that's why they're not seeing growth, and that's why it's also breaking. So they have to pay attention to that, and also their nighttime routine, as you mentioned earlier. Some persons think that they can just go to bed, sleep on the cotton sheet, the pillowcase, and expect that the hair is going to be moisturized, which that's not the case. And sometimes they purchase bonnets that are not satin, which kind of defeat the purpose of having a bonnet. So they're not seeing the results that they need to see. So I'll just add in that.
Thank you very much for your input, Kadeen. And as you said that just now, I wrote it down here. I don't know how I left it out, but guys, I had intended to tell you that you should always take note of the ingredients that make the products you purchase. No, brands like Shevielle, she's using all good natural organic stuff, so you're good.
Yes.
Great for you and your hair. But when you go out there to purchase in the stores, drugstore, hair store, wherever you go to purchase your products, ensure that the products do not have paraben, mineral oil, silicone, or sulfate in them. If they do, you don't want to purchase, because these chemicals are harmful to your hair and sometimes can hinder growth. It affects the texture of your hair, sometimes even the curling pattern. So you want to avoid all of that. So, stick with brands that are natural. A few brands I use that really benefit my hair, and they're paraben-free, sulfate-free, mineral oil-free, are, for example, Mild Organics. They work well. Okay, before I get there, Shevielle, ensure you go check out her stuff, please. Then you have Mild Organics. You have Shea Moisture, I know work. There is one called Priya Botanicals. They are 100% vegan. Very good. Check them out. There is also Camille Rose is definitely good. I've used those. You should try the coconut water line and another one that I see they have really good products. They don't have any sulfates and stuff. So you guys can just hop on those and make sure you go to Shevielle's page so you can get your oils, you can get your butters and so on for your hair, because at the end of the day, healthy hair is what matters over here, guys.
Hello, I would like to ask Miss Shevielle a question.
Oh yes, who is it?
Well, I'm calling from New York, Janet. And
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah.
yes, yes, I would like to know, how can I get your products?
Okay. All right. So basically, the ways I get the products to the States is mainly through Jamaica Post. So once you order, you can either WhatsApp me or you put the link in my bio. I should take your information and I will collect the payment via PayPal or Zoom by PayPal. So that's how I normally do it. For overseas orders, I normally recommend that you guys put together an order in one batch. That way, the cost of the shipping doesn't go over the cost of the products, if you get what I'm saying. So for example, you and your two friends who are on or more, you guys can pull together, purchase a set and I'll send it over.
Okay, I need the bald spot remedy, as I text to you before. So
Yes.
I've tried many products. So I don't know if I should give up or should try one more time.
No, don't give up. That's why we say at Shevielle, being natural is more than just the products, it's a lifestyle. And once you've purchased from Shevielle, I will not just provide you with products, but also tips in terms of natural remedies and also dietary considerations that you can include to help restore the body. But once it's not scarred, because once it's scarred, it's almost irreversible. I think there is hope for it, but I'm not giving you any guarantee, but I definitely can help you out in terms of fast tracking you to overcome as well. Right?
Okay, thank you. So I will
Okay.
try. I will text you and give you my information and see how I could get these products, as soon as I can.
Okay, then great. All right, so thank you, Ngozi, so much for sharing your presentation with us this afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so we're kind of running a bit behind time. So I just want to say something really quickly before we go over to Miss Ware. And I just want to touch a little bit on skincare, not too long or anything, why time management is so important. See, when you feel stressed, you're sympathetic, right? Nervous system releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline into your body. And what cortisol does, it causes an increased oil production in your skin glands. So what that causes is now like clogged pores and acne breakouts. So in order to prevent that, I would definitely say in terms of your skincare routine and so on, one, always make time to wind down in the evenings. Do not keep running. Eventually you get stressed and it will show in your skin. Secondly, always try to lay out your skincare products. Or if you're doing class of DIYs like myself, spend your weekends putting the stuff together so that when Monday morning come and you know that you need to use, for example, some apple cider vinegar on your skin, it's already pre-prepared. Also, another thing as well is keep the products in the area where you can't miss it. So for example, put it on your dresser, put it on your wash basin there. So your face basin there, that way you cannot miss it. And that would actually help you to be consistent. And if you're more organized and rigid, you probably give yourself a sticker, put it on your to-do list, put it in your Google Calendar, give yourself a reminder so you're kept up to date on how to actually maintain your skincare routine as well. So we want to thank you, Ngozi. I know we're going to go into Yvette's presentation. So I'm going to ask you to just quickly say who you are, what you do, what's your passion. I know you have a special love for women 40 years and older in terms of fitness, health, and so on. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm looking at Nicola Meeks Aiken. So just let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So I'll just keep saying hi. I'll keep looking at Nicola for the moment until Shevielle maybe changes something there. So my name is Yvette Weir and I'm from Maryland. So a big hello to everyone from Maryland, as well as everyone who's on from Jamaica. I'm very, very happy to be a part of this. I've been following Shevielle for a while, and she knows my mom, and we kind of got the hookup there. I've been using her products, so they're very natural, and I look forward to great things happening from that. I told her that I have really dry hair and I need more moisture, as well as the person who spoke about the balding issues. So I have just a little bit going on up in here as well. So yep, I will be trying Shevielle's products before I go on out there, because that's the whole purpose, I think, of supporting small businesses. So thank you, Shevielle, for having me on. So I find that the topic of tiny management, I think it's tiny time management, and how we can incorporate some of these beauty routines so that it can become a natural part of what we do, to be quite fascinating. Because as much as I want hair length and growth and healthy hair and all of that, just listening to Ngozi, I can say I do not do not even half of what she does. Like, I don't have a specific time to wash my hair. I don't have a routine to wash my hair. So I just want to say, and just put your hands up if you agree with me in the chat, that we all needed to hear her. We need to hear something like this, because a lot of times we're just winging it. Now, I'm here to talk about beauty and fitness, and specifically as it relates to nutrition, probably not as strongly. I'm going to touch on it not as strongly, but fitness in particular, because a lot of people, thank you, E. Brown, a lot of times that gets by the wayside, that gets put by the wayside, because it doesn't get high enough in the priority. And so we all have 24 hours, which breaks down to 5,000 plus or so minutes. I was supposed to check that, Shevielle, exactly how many minutes that is, but we all have the same amount. So some are quite expert at how they manage it, and others not quite so. And so the first thing I do when I speak about fitness and I speak about nutrition is your mindset, right? Go ahead and give me a finger up if you would agree with that it all begins in your mind, not even so much in the kitchen, not so much in the gym, but how important it is to you. And so for me, it is very important, and it is for these three reasons. One, when I eat well, and I'd like to say clean, healthy eating, and when I am exercising regularly, I have energy. Like, who wouldn't want energy, right? Who wants to have the kind of energy that from the time you wake up in the morning and your feet hit the ground, you are just ready to go? That's how I feel. Thank you everyone. That's how I feel when I eat, when I have good, clean eating. I have clarity. Okay. I work with patients and I have to make decisions all the time for their good. And so I can't be moving through a fog. And I've been plant-based all my life, but I have taken it to another level. And in that, I mean, I eat like a lot of fiber with, in particular, stir-fried vegetables. And so when I eat this way, kind of cut back on bread. I do eat carbs because veggies are carbs, but I cut back on a lot of the grains, cut back on a lot of the bread and everything like that. And when after lunch, when I go to work and I see my patients, everything is just fine. So I also eat this way and live this way so that I have not only energy, but clarity. Also, what's important to me is that my family has hypertension and a serious kind of heart situation that has affected 3 members of my family. One is paralyzed and the other has died. The death occurred last year. The one that's paralyzed is my sister. The one that died is my brother. All of this, my brother died a year ago. My sister was paralyzed 4 or 5 years ago. And these are as a result of hypertension, not managing hypertension. So to me, being careful about how I eat and how I move, it is life or death, literally life or death. And so it's my medicine, but it's good medicine, right? Also, I know you can all agree with me if you would say that when you eat well and you move intentionally, it helps with your immune system. Who doesn't want? Thumbs up if you want a stronger immune system today and in this time period. Like, everyone's talking about how we can get the shot, and I'm not even going to go there, shot or no shot. All I'm saying is that the body oftentimes can take good care of itself, right? And so if we eat a certain way and we move intentionally, we are now strengthening our immune system. And I can honestly say, by the grace of God as well, that I have never been sick beyond, okay, I've had my pregnancies. That is not sickness, definitely. I don't get colds. I don't get flus. I don't even get headaches. I don't get GI problems. Nothing at all, by the grace of God. I have had neck or pain or back issues that I think are stress related. Thank you so much, Kadeen. That is, I am blessed. I know I am blessed. Okay, so that's my mindset, right? This is how I do it as far as how I move. I move intentionally every single day. If you want to age gracefully, if you want to just have all of the above that I mentioned, you just make this, you prioritize that this is going to happen and you make it happen. So I do what I call functional fitness. And functional fitness is just the walks that I take in the day. I will walk up the stairs to go to work. I work on the 3rd floor. I will take the stairs all the time to go to the 3rd floor. My grocery store is about a mile from my home. Very often, if I shop once a week and I shop for myself alone, okay, so I'm not saying this is going to work if you're shopping for a family, but oftentimes I will walk the mile, get my groceries. I may have up to 4 or 5 bags and I carry them and I walk back home. Okay. And so that's my strength training. I call that functional fitness, right? If I go for a hike or go biking or take my bike and do things, I always look for opportunities to just sneak it in. When I go to the store, I park way out yonder, right? It's less chance, one, for my car door to get dinged because nobody parks as far as I park. And then I walk in to the store. Anything I can do to get extra steps, okay? Functional fitness. And then I do structural fitness. And by structural fitness, I go to the gym. But not everybody can go to the gym. Not everybody chooses that. But you know, I go in there 2 or 3 times. I might take a class. I might do the treadmill. But primarily, I go in there and I focus more on strength. So one day I do upper body. The other day I do lower body. And the 3rd day I do whatever, if I do 3 days, right? And then the last kind of fitness that I do is play fitness, okay? What do you think play fitness is? Anybody? That's a question out there, real quick.
Oh, are they allowed to turn on their mic to answer?
Yeah. Play fitness.
I don't know, playing with your kids.
Playing with your kids. Anybody else?
Playing
card games.
Playing card games doesn't burn as much calories. Anybody else?
Playing with the animal.
Playing with your animals, yeah, going out. Well, if you went out walking with your dog, I would call that functional fitness. But if you're doing Frisbee with your dog or in the backyard with a ball, definitely play fitness. So to me, play fitness is you're just having fun. As Shevielle says, you're playing with your kids or you're playing with the neighborhood kids. I play on playgrounds. You know, if you check out my my Instagram, hopefully everybody will join everybody's Instagram. Mine is Fit Vegan Blogger. And you'll see reels where I am playing on the playground. I go climbing on the climbing structures so that I make sure that I'm never, thank you so much, Shevielle, so that I'm never afraid of agility and flexibility and balance. These are things that when you're young, really young, teenager, 20s, you just take for granted. I roller skate, I ice skate, I skateboard, I ski, anything that has to do with challenging my balance and making all my muscles work so that I don't fall down. All right. So I could be flying a kite. I could be playing soccer, which I do play indoor soccer. So just anything that keeps you moving, but is fun, is a part of fitness. Okay. So those are my 3 ways that I stay fit. I do a combination of either or just one every single day, right? Functional fitness in the gym with structural fitness and just playing. And then how do I eat? Because you want to eat, they say abs are made in the kitchen. We put a lot of products on the outside, but I know Shevielle would agree with me when I say that what you put on the inside really builds the kind of body you want. It builds you from the inside out. And then you can apply any products that you want on the outside, and it'll just be the icing on the cake. So I have been plant-based all my life. Put your hands up if there's anybody plant-based in here with me. I know Shevielle is. I'd love to know who else is plant-based, because I show a lot of plant-based stuff on my Instagram. But I've been plant-based. I probably would have been called a pescatarian back in the day, because right now a pescatarian is that you're eating fish as well. And that's kind of like how I grew up. And then about 10 years ago, I said, you know what? I really don't need fish anymore. And I just stopped cold turkey. And then about 2 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to take it a little bit higher, as far as I'm concerned, higher. And I'm cutting out cheese. So I was a vegetarian. After the pescatarian, I was a vegetarian. So no more fish. And then I said, you know what? I really wasn't, milk was not a temptation. I find that when people think about being plant-based or being whole food plant-based, they always talk about cheese. It might not even be eggs, and nobody cares about milk. And there's so many other kinds of milk that you can do. I have a reel that you can check out where I am showing how to make nut milk. And it's super easy. But cheese is a huge one. People like their pizza. I don't know if in Jamaica people are, okay, oat milk. I don't know if people are using cheese as much, if that's as much a temptation. Let me know if cheese is a huge thing for you guys. But I make my own cheese as well, which turns out to be quite easy, not as hard or as easy as making nut milk. So I started going away from the cheese, away from the eggs, away from the milk, away from the fish. And what I do is, love me some nutritional yeast, yes. What I do is I use a lot of stir fries. Stir fries are easy when we're talking about time management. Okay, I don't cook rice that often, or quinoa sometimes, but I'll start with my spring onions, my garlic, my ginger. That's my base. I have gotten into the habit now of sauteing it in water or a vegetable stock or water, and I add some chicken-like seasoning. Voila, now you have your vegetable stock. And I never thought I could do this because I grew up with my mom always sauteing in oil. Has anybody tried sauteing in water? Anybody? Because it is quick. It's quick. And just to see your vegetables just bubbling, it's just a beauty to see, and it's healthier, right? So I start with that. I chop up anything in the fridge, guys, anything. I eat anything, anything vegetable. Eggplant, Chinese eggplant, cabbage, carrots. I know those are very popular in Jamaica, cabbage, carrots. I do eggplants. I went to the Asian store, got a lot of bok choy, and maybe mok choy. I mean, they got every choy you could think of. And it's vegetables, right? So chop it all up. Add some tofu. If it's harder tofu, I can add it together. If not, I do the tofu first and then take it out and then put it back in, mix it up. And I might have, if I have the Jamaican crackers, I might have some Jamaican crackers or something really light with it, but I fill my plate full of veggies. I drink a lot of water and boom, that's good to go and I'm done. Stir fries are finished. Thank you so much. Lashani, oh my gosh, I should never have tried to pronounce your name. Miss Sims. Stir fries are super fast, right? We're talking about time management. The second thing that's super fast is using a slow cooker. I do not have time to be more than about 10 or 15 minutes in the kitchen doing my food. I've never really cooked meat. This is the beauty of plant-based cooking versus meat cooking, unless you're going to be getting a little bit more elaborate, but plant-based is fast. Okay, you can put your slow cooked ingredients in the night before, in the morning, whether it's oatmeal or otherwise. You wake up, eat your food. You put it in there in the morning. You go to work, put it on low. Whether it's a rice cooker, pressure cooker. I've never tried air fryers yet, but thanks, Shay, for letting us know about that. But you put it in the morning, you come back from work, boom, your stew, your soup is ready to go. So there's really no excuse with, I don't have time. You know, sometimes it is, okay, I need inspiration. Let's follow each other so that we can kind of see how we are sharing our own posts about foods that we're eating. And of course, there is nothing like raw, fresh foods. Okay. So in just recapping, we want to get into the mindset that when we eat healthy and we eat clean, 85 to 90% of the time. So, I mean, you can have a cheat day, a cheat meal in there, here and there. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus for that. But when we eat well, 85 to 90% of the times, it gives us clarity, it gives us energy, it gives us strength. It strengthens our immune system. And if we have anything in our family tree, we can negate that, because honestly, I am not by the grace of God again, I'm the healthiest person in my family, because I and my mom have chosen to eat differently from everyone else in the family, and we have maintained our body weight as well. If you see my mom, she's in her 80s, and she is
Yes.
people cannot keep up with her. Okay, they cannot keep up with her. So we want to start first in changing by starting right here. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, and I don't usually say this, but my friend today was with me, and she was the one that was videotaping me when I was doing my reel and I was climbing up on the playground and whatnot. And I told her that, you know, in sharing my story, I don't often talk about age, because I think age is just a number, right? And it's never going to stop me from what I want to do. But she says, tell people your age, or ask them to tell you how old you are, so that if anything, it can inspire you. And I'm like, no, you know why? Because I am so vain. I am like super vain. And I want people to think that I'm 25, right? I could be. Go ahead and put in your chat. Put it in the chat. How old is Yvette? Go ahead.
Yeah, guys. Don't be afraid. Put it in the chat. How old do you think she is?
Put it in the chat.
You know, I'm not going to bother saying things. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what me. Somebody said 40. So somebody said 60. Somebody said no, 45 plus.
Yo, mean. Sasha Gay, you're mean.
Mean. I think she said because she know that you're supposed to be older.
I like
34.
I like
54,
Kadeen.
54, 45, 40, 52, 40/50s.
Okay. All right. So I'm not going to type it because it's going to take too long, but I'm 53, right? I'm 53 years old. I'm turning 54 in a few months. And how do I feel? I feel like 54 that's coming up is the new 24. I feel I literally feel forever 21, right? First, because it starts here. Guys, it's always here, right? I do not have, I'm 54, therefore I can't do, I'm going to break this, I'm going to break that. I ain't breaking nothing anytime soon, okay? Because my bones are strong, okay? I've been eating my greens, all right? I'm up on the playground, I hang out with young people, right? There is nothing that I think with God I cannot do, all right? Thank you so much, Shevielle, for your time, and everyone else.
Amen. Amen. I was truly blessed by that presentation, Miss Yvette. And trust me, guys, I know her mom. She's like my grandma at church. And I'm saying, man, when I say my sister where and she ready to pick those coconuts, she showed me up. I was over on the missionary field. She showed me up because she's walking. And I mean, God has really preserved her. And I think God has definitely given us a message to God has definitely provided a means through which we can sustain our health naturally. And we call it as Adventists the new start. You know, your nutrition is important, your exercise, your water, your sunshine, you know, trusting God, temperance, fresh air, and rest. Those are super important. And I just want to add something really quickly. For me, I turned fully plant-based last year, guys, and my hair has been growing like weed. I've been in the same thing all the time. if you look at my pictures 2020 versus before 2019, you'll see that my hair is like way, like it's like down here, guys. Like when I stretch it, it's like down here, and all that growth happened between last year and this year. And I was doing the same thing. I was doing the greenhouse effect. I was doing the pre-poo. I was doing the washing my hair every 2 weeks. I was doing the satin do-rags, everything. And like, I was like, what is causing my hair to grow? So I was like, oh, that is the difference. So for us here at Shevielle, we believe that being natural is more than just the products. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that encapsulates everything you do, the way you take care of your body, the things you put on your hair and on your skin. Is it natural? But guess what, guys? I don't want to burst your bubble, but even if you buy the best products out there in the world and you have the best routine, if you're not living a healthy lifestyle, if you're not using your time wisely, you will not see the big difference. And for me personally, as well, in terms of my skin, and well, if you see me in person, you recognize it's kind of glowing a bit more because I had no intention to go gluten-free, but I had this really bad eczema on my foot. I still have it, but it's clearing up, guys. And the doctor said to me, she's a naturopath, and she said, no more white flour, no more cereal, no more soya milk. My beloved soya milk. And my skin was clearing up. So that's what we want actually. We want to create an environment in which persons can learn how to join us on a natural journey to healthy hair and skin. And soon we'll have our website up where persons like Yvette or even Ngozi, can actually post their content, encouraging others to, be intentional about your hair, be intentional about your skin, be intentional about your health. So I just want to ask a quick question because I know the time is running. Time always moves fast when you're having fun. But next we'll actually have Sasha Gay Ashley. She's a success goal coach, right? And I'm definitely going to place her hand in the chat. She'll be coming up next. But I'm just going to ask a quick question, right, guys? So in Yvette's presentation, she spoke about 3 types of fitness. Can someone quickly turn on their mics and tell me what the 3 types of fitness are?
Me.
Who is that?
Kadeen. Functional fitness, structural fitness, and play fitness.
Right, that's so correct. So I definitely have some goodies here for you. I'll definitely contact you personally, Katie, because I have your email. And since we're working basically on the health segment, I definitely would want to give you some. Collagen Samples. This is from the Life Store, and they're actually located on Constant Spring Road here in Kingston. And I'll also be giving you a herb of your choice. I'll DM you. We have rose petals, lavender, calendula, and chamomile. So I'll actually reach out to you to specify which item specifically you'd want. And of course, in your goodie bags, you get some items from Shevielle. Guys, don't forget to give a share of the webinar. And yes, you're welcome. Take a picture of the webinar, tag us, and we'll randomly select at the end. So far, we only saw 2 persons. So Sasha Gay is well done up and she's ready. And we're going to allow her to go right ahead right now.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Of course, I Yvette's presentation, right? Because that was super awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to share my screen with you because I want you guys to see what I'm saying and follow with me, right? So give me 2 seconds. Let me see. Shevielle, can I share my screen even though I'm not sure. Yes, I can.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll allow you to do that right now. In the meantime, I'm going to launch a quick poll regarding time management while I get that started out. Okay, guys? So you can do that really quickly. Oh. All right, so let me just start it so quickly with her.
Okay.
I'm trying to get you the pin quickly. All right, so are you now able to share your screen? All right, Sasha Gay, are you here with us? All right, so I think she's having a bit of an internet issue right now. So in the meantime, what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to go ahead and actually launch the poll in the meantime while I get her up and running. Yes, you have enough. Okay. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to try and go ahead and launch a poll. Well, if anybody else had any questions for Miss Ware, that'd be really, because I know her discussion was really insightful. And for some of you guys, it's new, this whole helpful living thing. So I'm asking, please just go ahead in the chat right now. And you can actually post your questions. Don't be shy. And she's more than willing to help you guys out. All right. So Lashani asks, what do you normally eat for breakfast?
Okay, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I don't have a particular breakfast food versus a dinner food. So I do eat stir fry for breakfast. I do eat stir fry sometimes for lunch. It doesn't have to be the same stir fry. And if I don't do that, then I'll do oatmeal.
All right. So somebody has asked, how do you make cheese?
Okay, so I have that. I think I have that as a reel, but the basic things, the basic ingredients are you're going to use nuts. So whatever nut choice you want. I use oatmeal. I'm sorry. I use cashews more than anything else, but you can use cashews, you can use walnuts, you can use pecans, I suppose. All right, so I use that. I use nutritional yeast. Somebody mentioned that before. Nutritional yeast is good with B vitamins and also gives that kind of cheesy taste. Then you're also going to add in, you can add red sweet peppers to give it more of that cheese-like color. You're going to also add the seasonings to me that are just the basic that everyone has to have in their house is onion powder, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast. You can do just a lot of things with those. So you add all those in a good blender. I have a Vitamix. I invested in a Vitamix, which is a really very powerful and very popular kind of blender. So you're putting nuts. You're probably putting like a cup of nuts. You're putting sweet peppers, onion powder, garlic powder, about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and you can play around with the water. Better to start with less water and add more, but you can use about a half cup or 3/4 cup with a cup of nuts, right? Play around with that. Play around with how much garlic powder you want to add to onion powder, maybe just a little titch of salt, and you'll be surprised. You got cheese right there, right? It's not, obviously it's not cuttable cheese. It's the kind of cheese you'd put in mac and cheese. It's the kind of cheese you'd put as a cheese spread. It's the kind of cheese you'd put just anywhere, but it's just not thick sliced cheese.
I have a question. Do you use protein shakes? I noticed you didn't mention anything about shakes.
Right. I do sometimes make a smoothie. So I used to start out with, I needed milk or I needed orange juice as a base. Nowadays, it's okay if I don't have either of those because I make my own milk most of the time, and nuts are kind of expensive. So when I use 1 cup of nuts to 4 cups of water, it gives me about 16 ounces of milk. So that'll last me about 2 days. So if I don't have that when I'm making my smoothie, I'm fine. I might put water, ice, strawberries, or any fruit that's in season. And that's the thing with eating clean and eating affordably. You eat what is cheap and available and what is in season, right? And then if I remember, I'll put some protein powder. You know, I'm not, I know that as much as I work out sometimes and go to the gym, it's probably good to come home afterwards and replace it with protein. You've just broken down micro tiers of your muscles, and then the protein builds everything back up. But I'm not OCD with it or remembering, but yes, I do have protein powder. Somebody
Okay, a follow-up to that. For your nuts that you use to make your nut milk, what nuts do you use? Is it almonds, or does it have a variety?
You can use a variety. I have used walnuts and I have used cashews. I prefer cashews. I haven't tried almonds yet. Almond milk is one of the most popular nut milks. So you can do that. All I say is that when you do your nuts, that you soak them first. You soak them for a couple hours, or you soak them overnight. And instead of just using them raw like that. And of course, you do want to use raw nuts to begin with. You don't want to use any nuts that are salted. I don't even typically have roasted. I usually just have raw, but I always soak it in, you know, a cup and a half more of water for a cup of nuts.
Okay, thank you.
I think KD
I have a question.
Oh, hold
Okay,
on.
go ahead.
All right, so Janelle, okay. All right, so I'm going to allow Sasha Gay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so I want to actually allow Sasha Gay to go back on, since it was kind of her start, but you can kind of bounce her off, and then just type a question in the chat, and I'll definitely, at the end, I'll definitely, you know, bring them up back again. Okay, everyone?
Okay.
So sorry, when I said type it in the chat, I'll definitely take a note of it. All right, so can you share screen now?
Hold on, try again.
Okay.
You will tell me if it's in.
It's sharing, so I'm waiting.
Okay, good. Seen, right?
Yes, I am.
Everyone is seeing. Okay, great. So hi everybody. Sorry about earlier. I got bumped off. I don't know what happened, but that's how life is. So today I'm talking to you guys about the practical tips for time management that you can implement to allow your life to be less stressful and more eventful, okay? So before we jump into this, I have to tell you who I am and who you're speaking with, right? So what qualifies me to be speaking to you here today? So I am known as a goal success coach or strategist. And what I do, I help individuals transform their lives by teaching them how to reach their goals effectively without the burnout or the stress of and how to overcome that sense of I'm alone and I don't know what to do. I do this through proper goal setting techniques usually, and also developing proper time management skills, habit development, and mindset coaching. I have been a coach for about 4 years, and I have a background in psychology and leadership development. And I have worked with clients all over the Caribbean, age ranges from 18 to 24, 25 to 35, 40 and over, it doesn't matter. And they've mostly been business owners and entrepreneurs. So I think there's one person here who I've worked with before. That person likes to identify themselves. So, Katie, yes. So my services usually include one-on-one personal coaching where we work on whatever you feel has been holding you back from accomplishing the life that you want to live or that goal that you want to achieve. And I also have a signature program called the Get Unstuck program for individuals who struggle to be consistent with their lifestyle or be consistent in their actions to reach their goals. And I also do goal vision board building, where I teach individuals how to properly build a goal-focused vision board that actually allows them to accomplish their goals yearly. So that's just a little bit about me, and let us jump right into it. So you are in the right place today if you've been in a situation where you have plenty of time to complete a task, but you don't feel like doing it because you lack the motivation. If that is you, let's drop a number 1 in the chat. Next is your day feels filled with too many tasks to complete and a little time to complete them. And then you feel overwhelmed at the end. If that's you, then drop a number 2 in the chat. Number 3, you tend to put off tasks until the last minute, closer to your deadline, then you find yourself fumbling to get it done. If that is you, then drop number 3 in the chat. And number 4, you feel disorganized, having trouble not knowing which tasks are more important than the other. If that's you, then definitely drop a number 4 in the chat. So let me ask you guys. So the content for today is we're going to focus on what time management is, the effects of poor time management. I'm going to tell you guys 3 important ways you can improve your time management skills, okay? So I want you guys to tell me, what do you think time management is? You could open your mics or you could drop it in the chat. What do you guys think time management is?
I would say time management is making a list of the specific things you need to do and allotting a specific time frame to getting it done.
Right. Anybody else?
I think time management is prioritizing what you need to do and do it in such a way that you get those priorities done at the end of the day.
All right. Claudine says, put in place what is needed to get done and do accordingly, using your time effectively and productively. Right. All of those things are indeed correct, guys. So bringing you guys back to my screen. So time management is the ability to use time in your day effectively, right? To accomplish your task or any goal that you set out. It is also the ability to divide your time among your daily tasks so that you can lead a successful life, whether it's in your career, your personal goals, your business, your academics, or even in your skincare or your hair care routine, right? Time management is a skill that anybody can develop. It's not you don't need a degree to use time management. Time management can be developed by anyone. It allows you to live a sustainable life. And developing your time management skills allows any individual to complete more tasks, more important tasks in a shorter time, because sometimes you find yourself taking too long to do things that could have taken you a way much shorter time, right? So some of the effects that people on a daily basis experience because of poor time management is they end up with high levels of stress. They feel anxious because you're always running against the clock. You're always late for work. You're always late to getting dressed. You're always taking time long to come out to the bathroom. You're always back on your assignments, whatever it is, right? And what happens with that is you end up being burnt out and frustrated at the end. Another one is a depleted level of motivation. You get demotivated when it feels like there are 10 billion things to do and there is just not enough time to do any of those 10 billion things. And the reason why you have 10 billion things to do is because you did not manage your time effectively. The another one is poor quality of work. If you're constantly racing against the clock to get things done, chances are you will not put out your best work. If you're waiting until last minute to complete tasks, then you will not give off your best. Your quality of your work will be completely low. And another one is poor self-care. Every time that you have 10 million things to do, what happens is that you end up putting yourself on the back burner. So you find yourself completing a lot of tasks and your hair is a mess, your skin is a mess, breaking out because you're stressed. As Shevielle mentioned earlier, when you're stressed, hormones are released in your body that causes breakouts and you look horrible and you cannot find the time to take care of yourself effectively, right? Anybody agree with me there? So I'm going to give you guys 3 ways to manage your time effectively and wisely to alleviate the stress and the pain and the confusion and the frustration. And those 3 steps are planning, organization, and prioritization. And this is what I call the table to time management. It's like a 3-legged table and it's a great way of having balance in your life. So learn to plan ahead. Plan your days the night before or the first thing in the morning. Does anybody here who plans ahead? Do you set out to plan your days in the morning, the night before, or in the morning? Anybody here does that? You could say yes or just raise your hand in the chat. Another way is plan, and someone, okay, great. Plan how you will tackle each of your tasks individually. The problem with a lot of us is that we do not plan our tasks effectively or plan how you will go about doing it. We just leave things up to happen anyhow. And when you leave things up to happen anyhow, that is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to be met with a lot of obstacles because you didn't even plan ahead or plan for the possible obstacles, right? And I'm guessing as a person didn't even know that they could do that. Plan for possible obstacles. Okay, if I'm going out today in a sandals to go to school, what is the possibility of rainfall? And you did not plan for that. So you end up out there with a sandals and your foot wet. If you're like me, I hate when my toes are wet, okay? Another one is plan how you will tackle, oh, that's the same thing, I'm sorry. If we alleviate the stress and the tiredness and fatigue. So think of it like this. You know you have a long schedule ahead of you for the entire day. Given the world that we're living in now, everything is online. You woke up in the morning, you didn't plan how your day was gonna go. So you kept getting caught off guard, meaning, oh shucks, I forgot I have a meeting at 10 a.m. So this is you at 9 a.m. trying to rush to the bathroom, trying to eat something. You head into the meeting, oh my God, I didn't comb my hair. So you drag on a bonnet and you feel like it's okay to show up when the people are meeting in your bonnet, right? Which is, all of this is happening because you did not plan out your day, because now you have forgotten that you had a meeting at 10 a.m. And by the time you get off that meeting at 10 a.m., you are flustered, you are maybe angry at yourself, you're possibly have another meeting coming up, or you have an assignment and you go, oh, I have another assignment to do. And before you know it, you become overwhelmed and anxious and fatigued with how many things that you keep forgetting. And why that is happening is because you haven't planned out your day. Anybody ever had any moments like that where you just feel like you're running against the clock, or you have 10 million things to do in the day, and because you didn't sort things out early in the morning or the night before, you're just going haywire all day?
I feel like that sometimes.
Right. So if you practice planning ahead, planning the night before or early morning as you get up, just think about how many things you have to do today. Get a book, get your phone, write them down in a sequential order and do them accordingly. Stick to the plan, right? So when you do this, what happens, you will have the illusion that you have more time on your hand to even fit in 15 minutes on the couch, 20 minutes on the couch, 10 minutes social media scrolling, just to give yourself that ease and not be stressed or fatigued, right? When you do not have a plan, what usually happens is that you lose focus and you end up doing tasks that are not even on your to-do list or not even important. So you end up doing misaligned tasks that have nothing to do with what you want to do in your day or what you want to do at the end of the week, end of the month, or in your life looking long term. And what also happens is that you don't have a structure to your day. So you are just going about your life willy-nilly, and things are you're just making the chips fall where they may, which is not a good mindset to have. And as I said, just reiterating, you end up feeling burnt out, fatigue at the end of the day because your energy is not focused. When you are trying to do too many things all at once, you're directing your energy to the left, to the right, up, down. So your energy becomes so combust, it's like you're going to explode. But if you were to streamline your life by managing your time, managing your energy, you will have more energy reserved for other things and you will not end up feeling stressed or burnt out. The other one is organization. I am an organization freak because I love to find things when I look for them, or when I'm looking for them rather. As my grandmother used to say, I cannot look for something that I did not put down. I don't know if anybody else's grandmother or mother used to say that, but organization gives you a clear understanding of what needs to be complete and when. So if you are organized and you have your Google Calendar, Guys, utilize Google Calendar, utilize your iCalendar, utilize your third-party calendar or your planners, because they are super, super effective when you write down things. Okay, today is the 15th, today is the 26th, I have this to be done, I have that to be done, and you know what to do before what, so that you don't end up doing something before the other thing, which doesn't make sense, if you understand where I'm coming from. And for my persons who use Google or iCalendar, you can color code the things on your calendar based on your personal life, based on your schoolwork if you're a school person, based on your business if you are an entrepreneur, based on your job. So you become more organized when you have things like your planners and your calendars, right? The more organized you are, of course, the less stressful you become, because then if you're organized, you don't spend time looking for things all over the house, looking for things or papers or documents on your desk if you are a business person or if you're an entrepreneur, because you have things organized and in place, so it's easy for you to go to it and pick it up, and it will definitely save you the time, right, guys? Another one is having tidy spaces increases your productivity and eliminates distractions and helps you to maintain focus. In order for you to get through your day and do things in a timely manner, focus and lessening your distractions is the number one thing that you need to do. The more organized you are, the less stressful your entire life will become. Persons ask me, Sasha, how you seem like you have everything in hand? I don't have everything in order or in hand. But when I'm organized, it gives you that illusion that I have things up to par, right? Another one is that you can incorporate your routines for different days for your skincare, your hair care, and also schedule rest for yourself. Raise your hand if you schedule rest for yourself. How many of us, open your mics and answer, how many of you schedule rest for yourself?
Does it count if I put it on a to-do list?
Yes, you can put it on your to-do list, of course. We need to
tried.
Huh?
It's not all the time. I try to do that. Sometimes it works.
Okay, great. Guys, you need to normalize having rest for yourself. Rest is not a bad thing. Taking time off for yourself is not a bad thing. And the more you do it, you get to value your time even spent in resting. Yes, the clock has not stopped, but resting is also a crucial part of being organized and using your time wisely. Because if you're not resting, then how are you going to get other things done? Because how are you going to avoid burnout? How are you going to avoid being demotivated to do your work and all of those things? So you need to schedule rest. Okay, guys? Let us normalize that. The third foot of this table is prioritization, guys. Prioritization. And I'm going to teach you a little trick to prioritization in the next slide, right? You need to assess your tasks and your responsibilities. If it's a personal responsibility, career responsibility, academic responsibility, business responsibility, whatever it is, prioritize those tasks by listing them ranking them in an order of most important to least important / urgent. Let me remind you, urgency and importance is two different things, and a lot of persons get this mixed up and they go, but if it's urgent, it is important. And I go, no, it's not the same thing. Does anybody agree with me here? Do you understand the difference between urgency and importance?
Yeah, I would say that something that's important should be done, but something that's urgent is needed right away. So that's it, right away, no question.
Great, awesome. Right, so urgency implies that the task has an immediate deadline and it needs to be done. Important means there's no deadline, no meaning, yes, it is important, but it is not a must done right now, get it done now before shit hits the fan, right? So that is something that you need to keep in mind whenever you're working on any task or your responsibility. You need to ask yourself, is this urgent or is this important? And that way you'll be able to rank your task in a order of most important to least important, right? Woo. So I'm going to show you guys something that I usually do. Use this rule. Ask yourself, is it important and urgent? If it is, do it first. Is it important but not urgent? Do it later. Is it important? Is it not important, sorry, but urgent? You can push it back or delegate it to somebody else. If it's your business owner in your career, or if it's a personal life, just push it back on, because it's not important, but it's urgent, if you understand what I mean, right? The other one is not important and it's not urgent. Then why is it even on your to-do list? Because sometimes we get caught up doing a lot of things that are not even important or not even urgent when you have more impending tasks or responsibilities that need to be done. Instead, take it off your to-do list. This is not even something that you probably want to be doing in your leisure time, right? So that is a rule you could definitely use. Screenshot it, or I can also forward it to you guys, to your email if you want. And I also like to use this square method. And you will see that I have on the side here, not important and important and urgent and not urgent. So if you go across from important and urgent, you do it. Important and not urgent, do it later. Not important and urgent, you can push it back. Not important, not urgent, do not do. Is that easy for you guys to understand? Does that make practical sense?
Yes.
So my bonus tip to you guys is to set goals. It doesn't matter what type of goal. It could be a hair goal. It could be a skin goal. Because for a lot of us, when we're setting goals, I'm sure Shevielle will be like, okay, this year I want my hair to grow like 3 centimeters more, right, Shevielle? So set goals for yourself. It's the first to become a master of your time. If you do not set an end goal or an end result that you would like to achieve, you're just gonna end up doing things anyhow, and it's just gonna be a timeline with no purpose. So when you set goal, it allows you to have a clarity about your end result and what exactly you need, not want, need to do to accomplish that desired end result. This guarantees success in your career, your personal goals, your hair goals, your skin goals, your business, your academics, etc., whatever it may be, right? So if you really want to be able to manage your time effectively, first thing you probably need to do is set a goal. What is my goal for the end of the day? Okay, this goal is in alignment with what tasks do I need to perform to achieve this end goal. I hope you guys understand that, right? So, any questions? Do you guys have any questions for me?
Hey,
Oh,
don't be shy.
Sasha, hi.
Hi. Hold on.
Question. What if you actually make the steps, like for example, for fitness, you make the steps to actually register for the gym. However, when it's time to go to the gym, you get overwhelmed and you don't want to go.
The problem there sometimes is that you haven't figured out why exactly you want to go to the gym. Have you ever heard setting a goal by proxy? Means that you probably set that goal to go to the gym because somebody told you you're looking fat, or you heard it. Is probably a negative self-talk. So your why is not strong enough for you to actually want to go to the gym. Our brain works in such a way where your subconscious, if your subconscious does not get it, then you're not going to end up in the gym. So maybe you need to reprogram your reasons why you want to go to the gym, and then maybe you'll be more motivated to actually go to the gym. Also, probably you need to come up with 4 other ways to accomplish your goal and not just sticking to, I want to go to the gym, because maybe you're not motivated to go to the gym, but maybe you'll be motivated to dance. Maybe you'll be motivated to join Yvette on her plant-based diet. Maybe you'll be motivated to do something. We need to stop. We need to come away from this idea that going to the gym is the only way to get fit and healthy, or to accomplish your fitness goal. There are other ways, because honestly, the gym is not for all of us. And if you're trying to push yourself to go to the gym, you're simply not going to be motivated to go, because the gym is just not you. And your subconscious is like, oh gosh, Katie, we don't want to go. We don't want to go. And this is you trying to push and do every single thing. You're pushing against a grain and you're getting resistance because you're just not motivated. So try another way. Find something else to do that will help you. Try yoga. Try eating differently. Try drinking more water, something. Give up on the gym idea. Let us kill this whole gym conspiracy for 2022, please, because not everybody is cut out for the gym. So, Katie, that is my tip to you. Find a different way to accomplish your fitness goal, and it doesn't have to include the gym.
I do get excited to sign up, and I do the necessary preparation in terms of getting a cute outfit, but like, just like business, I'm just afraid to make the step. I make all the preparations to do the thing, and then when it's time to do the thing, it's like I panic.
Probably you need to try getting an accountability partner. Get somebody to go with you, and then maybe you wouldn't feel so shy, or you wouldn't have that inactive step. Getting somebody to go with you probably will work for you. Get somebody to go with you, Katie. Get a friend, probably your gym instructor could probably WhatsApp you, hey Katie, it's time to come to the gym. Where? And I'm seeing you outside. Probably need to get somebody who's like that to pull you out of that comfort zone. Because yes, you can prepare all you want, but taking that action or taking that step is important. And probably need to ask yourself too, do that introspection, like as to why am I not taking that step? What am I afraid of? Are you afraid of the gym?
No.
So what is it that you're not taking the action? You need to figure that out. And that's probably something that is within you that you have to possibly do on your own to figure out.
Okay, thank you, Sasha.
No problem, honey.
Hey, Dean, if I might also add, I like that what she said, first of all, was that the gym might not necessarily be for you because it's not for everyone. I'll admit that sometimes when I go into the gym, there are sections of the gym that I don't even want to go into. I call it the man cave section. I mean, it does have a few women in there, but there's a man cave section. It's like really, hardcore. But like I mentioned before, between functional fitness and play, I find other ways every single day to be active. So if you need any help with that, feel free to DM me on Instagram. And like she says, an accountability partner, but I just want to expose you once again, and anyone listening, to the fact that there are multiple ways that you can move and stay healthy that doesn't necessarily include a gym membership.
Yeah. Since you'll just end up wasting money to sign up for a gym membership, and then you end up going 3, 4, 5 times for the month, and then the other days out of the month are wasted. So probably, glad that you love. Let me check the comment section and see. Let's see.
I don't really see much questions there.
Anybody have any more questions for me?
Oh, also we had some questions from before as well, but let me see.
I see Nicola makes hand.
Has her hand up. Has her hand up as well? Oh, hold on, let me check. All right, so before we had a question from Oakley. So thank you, enjoy the presentation. I'm trying to go back up. Genevieve, you want to ask a question, or? I'm trying to see. Okay. I'm not sure if anybody has had any question they really want to ask still, but I just want to say thank you, Sasha Gay, for coming today. I really enjoyed your presentation. I think it was really to the point. I think when you lose your day, you kind of lose your life eventually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really hope everybody has been taking notes from Ngozi in the beginning, talking about hair care and how to mind your time in that regard. If with your vet, speaking about like a healthy lifestyle and how to maintain it, even on a teeny time budget. And finally with Sasha Gay, who gave some really potent steps in terms of how you can actually create goals, and not only goals, how you can plan, organize, and prioritize, right? So last giveaway, well, I have two going on. So you remember at first we had said that, take a picture, tag us. I kind of found a winner, well, already, but I have another one which will include our sponsors. But before we reach that one, this question is regarding Sasha Gay's presentation. Oh my goodness, I gave away my question, my answer to my question. But anyway, I'm going to ask someone to raise their hand. The person who raises their hand gets the first shot at the question. And then, so if you raise your hand, oh, Nicole, your hand up. You want to get a question?
No, that was for something, that was a comment and the presenter said, raise your hand if you agreed. So you can ignore that.
Okay, all right. So let me just get the question real quick. So nobody wants to try this one? Two participants raise their hand. Let me see the other. Claudine Grant. All right, so I'm going to take Claudine first. All right, so if you're listening clearly, she says, use this rule. So when I pause, I want you to give the answer. If it is important and urgent, you can turn your mic and answer.
Can I go?
Yes, who is that?
Do it first.
Do it first. Who is that?
Jamila.
Jamila. Okay. All right, so is it important but not urgent?
Do it later.
Right. Is it not important but urgent?
Push it back or delegate.
Whoa, not important and not urgent.
Why is it evil on your list?
Should be there.
Whoa.
I thought that my mic was on.
All right, so you will definitely winning a prize from healing vibes. So you'll be getting some lavender buds, and you'll also be getting this candle from the live store, and also you'll be getting a Shevielle product as well with it. So I want to thank you so much for actually participating and answering the question. Of course, our goodie bags would not have been possible without our sponsors, Brand Breeze. So I definitely encourage you to check them out on Instagram. Once again, they make handmade satin bonnets, durags, and also scrunchies. We also have the Live Store, which is a wellness boutique here in Jamaica, Constant Spring Road. They provide basically everything you need to actually start your natural journey in terms of food, supplements, and so on. And the owner of the store, Natalie Murray, is also a certified health coach. So if you're interested in that, you can check her out. We also have as well, finally, Healing Vibes. They provide premium herbs that can be used for culinary, dietary purposes, and also if you're thinking to start a business, you can also purchase herbs from them as well. So guys, I just really want to thank you guys so much for coming out despite the glitches. We're still here. I hope you would have learned something really insightful, and just spread the love. Feel free to follow us on social media. I don't think there's any more questions.
Maybe everyone, Shevielle, the speakers can all share their social media so we can follow.
Okay, then sure. So I mean, all the speakers, you can definitely drop your handles in the chat. And also post the handles for our sponsors as well. Please go and share them out. Oh, and also guys, as you know that our anniversary was actually this month. Thank God we're still alive. It's been 5 years already since teenage we started this business. And I'm really grateful that despite the challenges, we're still here today. And to close the year, the anniversary celebrations, we'll be having a sale starting today, guys. Starting today, we have a deal for every year we have been alive, right guys? So we have 5 deals. We have, let me show you guys quickly. Oh, it's gone. I actually have 5 deals. So we have one for the castor oil blends, the castor blends, The castor blends, which is for 1,500. You can get a 2-ounce coconut oil, a natural mix, and a castor oil or castor oil with mint for 1.5 Jamaican, the same. The soap bundles, you get any 3 soaps. So that can be aloe vera, turmeric, mango charcoal, cinnamon, and you get all 3 for 1,150. You can also get our cocoa blends. So you can actually get 3 oils. It can be a coconut oil and any other coconut oil based oil. And then you can also get our 4th deal, all buttered up. So you can get a butter, a soap, and any 2-ounce oil for 2,500. Sorry, coconut oil for 2,500. And finally, we have leveled up, which allows you to have a 4-ounce coconut oil, and I've changed it to say any other 4-ounce oil as well in your package. So it's definitely something worth checking out, and you can definitely follow us on social media at Shevielle. And yes, guys, so have you guys posted your links in the chat already? Right? Oh gosh, I forgot to announce the winner for social media. But guys, please put your handles in the chat. Have you done that already? Okay. All right, so let me get the winner up. So some of the persons who participated in that giveaway actually won already. So I'm actually going to give it to, yeah, they actually done to toss and, all right, so I'm seeing here a Fit Fab Shia.
Yes, that's me. I'm Shay.
Oh, Shay. Hold on. Let me make sure I get it right, because I don't want to look through the list and get the wrong person.
I have on the orange shirt.
Oh, I'm not sure.
JH.
Oh, you have your video on? Let me see if I can find you. Okay. And what's your full name? Shay Harris, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll definitely reach out to you to get personal, your contact details, the winners for the giveaways who actually participated. So we actually had Jamila Reed. She was the one who answered from Sasha Gates' presentation. And we also have Kadeen, right? I hope it's a Kadeen I know from Instagram. She actually answered Yvette's question as well. So I just want to give, thanks, let me take a picture quickly. For you guys who actually participate, check us out on Instagram at Shevielle. Let me type that in quickly since I haven't yet done that as yet. Oh, yeah, so let me put the handle. So it's at Shevielle. At brand score at the livestock at the All right, so guys, thank you so much for actually coming on today, and the majority of you guys actually stayed on. So thank you guys. Looking forward as we continue to grow this community of, fitness bloggers, natural hair and skincare enthusiasts. As of course, I'll always encourage you guys to join the natural journey with Shevielle. So thank you once again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
On me.
Sure, no
It was
problem.
really lovely.
Thank you. This
Thanks,
was
Sasha
really
again.
good.
Thanks, Shevielle. Thanks, Yvette.
You're welcome.
Presentation was really insightful, and I have screenshots and I've taken notes. So I'll definitely download Instagram. I don't have Instagram. I wasn't a fan of, but now I will do so that I can get some more information so I can, better manage my time.
Right.
Awesome.
And we have the recorded presentation up on YouTube, which will notify you of as well.
Thank you, Shevielle. And I'll certainly keep in contact with you so I can get your products that are on sale.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
when things are in season, as Yvette say, use it effectively. I know you're going to have a sale, so I'll just take a shot at the sale right now.
Everybody stock up. Stock up.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
Yes, and also if you're in Kingston, you can check out the products at Veggie Campus, UCC, and also if you're in Spanish Town, we have a retailer at Eltham as well.
Okay, well, I'm in Black River,
Also,
so I'll make
airport
contact
as
so
well.
now I can get my products.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Alrighty. So take care, you all. Have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Bye.
Well, I still didn't see most of the handles, you know?